Hey YouTube, I promise you this video is not going to be about project management. This is going to be about that tool that I talked to you about that I want to make for the sawmill. Now what I'm after is absolutely true quarter sawn boards, and in order to get that, in order to have the whole board quarter sawn, you need to be able to cut the wood in a radial manner, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So anyway, basically I've got the same thing I have when I made the pieces for the siding. I got a bracket that starts the foundation for the tool. So all I did was go 2 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches. This is just a mock-up. This is not going to be the tool. It's made out of flashing or coil stock. So I have that, and the first thing that I determined was we need an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, so this is 45 degrees, and that 45 degree angle, I need to grab a rag here, guys. That 45 degree angle gives me a true quarter sawn cut on the piece that I want to show you. Now I'm going to the dreaded whiteboard, so don't click off yet because you're going to enjoy the rest of this. So anyway, let me go up here to the whiteboard. So here's what we're after. This is just a bracket to hold the tool onto the woodmizer. This is sort of what I'm needing. So here's what I'm thinking, and here's why I'm doing that. The quarter saw lug, we need to get it into quarters of pieces with the center right here. Okay, so what's happening here now is once we get it into quarters, we're working with just the quarter. Okay, which is like a pizza. Alright, this is the kind of pizza I take. I usually cut the piece in 4 pieces and take one. But anyway, this is the, the shape that we're working with. So what has to happen is if you take that piece and set it in the sawmill like this, and say this is the bunk here, in order for the saw to cut straight through this pith, and that's what we need to have true quarter sawn wood. See, when you cut straight through the pith, you get quarter sawn all the way. So that means that any log, and I talked about this before, where you cut through the center, no matter if you slab cut it or whatever, when you get to the center, that's quarter sawn. Okay, so we're not going to worry about that for now. So in order to get this quarter sawn here like this, I need to be able to turn that log on a 45 and hold it there. Now, because I can't, because I'm not starting at the top cutting, I'm going to cut out of the middle. Because I need to use the woodmizer, the blade would be here to cut through that and to cut through this. I cannot have this extending up beyond the log. So what I did was I calculated that from the bunk up, or actually the hypotenuse, this is a right triangle here, guys, so that would be the hypotenuse of the triangle. So anyway, the hypotenuse of this tool cannot be no more than 5 inches. Okay, so what you'd have to do then is make sure that the distance from the bottom here, and it shouldn't be cut like this, it should actually be, let me throw this in the break and bend it real quick. So in other words, if you have this on there, okay, this cannot be more than 5 inches long, all total. So that's 5 inches right there that I have set on this thing. So basically you're looking right to there. So you can't have more than 5 inches of this on the woodmizer, the LT15. Now also it appears that the LT15 cannot cut quarter sawn. Now that's in this manner. It cannot cut a quarter sawn log bigger than 16 inches. Okay, because I noticed that when you turn the log on the quarter, you need to come down 8 inches. It has a hard time. It wants to hit this up here. And it's the same thing with this. You're cutting actually below the quarter. Although a little bit of this will be waste. I'm not sure now what size log you can cut this way, but I know you can cut 16 in. So there's a smaller piece. So then what I've done is I have a little mock-up here. This is the base that holds it to the woodmizer, and then that would be the angle. And this is in real size here, so it's not all that big. Now, in order to hold, if you look at that, in order to hold that log, the log is shaped like a pizza. I don't know if this should be perpendicular to this, or this should be perpendicular to this. But either way, this tab has to be on here to hold that. And I think that this tab down here should be about 2 inches because you're working with bark. Alright, so there's not going to be any, you're not going to get always a nice straight bark. You're going to have all kind of issues with this. So you're going to have to watch where you set the log and things like that to get this absolutely true quarter sawn boards. So in my calculations that I've done, this is the mock-up for that, to cut that piece. Alright, now I've also calculated beyond that, and I want to talk a little bit more about this. And keep in mind, guys, this thing isn't going to just be like that. We're actually going to have, you know, a piece come across there and then another angled side. So that'll be all filled in. What I'm thinking though is how to hold this log still. So I'm trying to come up with something that'll come into the log, and the log will lay here and it'll hold it still somewhere up in here below where my cut's going to be. This is important that you're below the cut. You cannot make this thing so long that it extends up to where the cut's going to be, because you're going to be defeating your purpose for doing this. So we have this one, and then we're going to have a 45-degree angle besides this. Or I mean a 15-degree angle, I'm sorry. 15-degree. The 15-degree angle is here that we're talking about. Okay? And if you were to imagine that, it's also 15 degrees to the blade. Any two parallel lines cross with another line, their alternate interior and exterior angles are equal. That's geometry if you don't know it. Alright, so anyway, that's where we're at. So I also, guys, put some software into my computer that is supposed to be able to join videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this video now, and I'm going to walk out to the sawmill, and hopefully I can join these two and make one video. So if you have any questions about what I'm doing here, you know, or you have any good comments, I'm just trying to go as simple as I can. If you have any comments, then let me know what they are. And simple and easy is what I'm after. I'm not after any kind of complicated hydraulic or electric things. All I'm after is mechanical, simple stuff that you can look at and know that it's working. So I'm sort of looking at this. So I'm going to shut down now, and we're going to go over to the other to the sawmill and take a look at this. So in case I can't join these guys, have a good one, and you'll have to watch the next video, but hopefully this actually joins that. Bye. Hey YouTube, so I'm hoping these videos join, but anyway, let me just show you what I got. So we're over at the woodmizer. Looks like I'm inundated with leaves today, but anyway, this is how the tool would sit on here to be able to cut these true quarter sawn boards I'm talking about. Now what I did is I brought a piece of firewood over here with me so that we can actually look at this. And what I'm looking at is this. I need this tool to hold this log like that. Okay? So again, don't forget now, this is coming over here and down, so it's going to be solid. So I think I have a way figured out to hold that, but I'll get back to you. Now in reality, on a bigger log, this is going to be up about this high so that I can make a 2-inch board out of here. So once I cut, this is about the center of the log. Once I cut straight through there, that is a true quarter sawn wood. okay, because it's the center of the tree and all of it's going to be quarter sawn. It's not rift sawn, it doesn't turn to rift sawn, it's all quarter sawn, and that's called cutting it radially. So what I need to do now is I'm going to finish mocking this thing up. I do believe I'm on the right track. I'm going to mock this up. Might have to make this a little longer though. I think maybe this should actually be over here, because if you think about it, the log's going to be bigger. Might be the way to track. So I'm going to make this thing longer here. I'm going to make this base a little longer to keep it away from this, so that when the log and the curvature of the log and the point is up here, that it's no further than the bunk. If it goes beyond the edge of the bunk, it's going to give me grief. And I actually might make it so that I can cut higher logs if I move it over. Yeah, so that's a thought. So I might add 2 inches to this, move it over there, and then go from that. Now I'm going to need 2 of these, one at each end of the log to hold it on that angle to be able to cut. And like I had said, I'm going to also have to make these with a 15-degree angle. And I explained that in the other video. So from what I'm seeing here, I think this is going to work. It's just a matter of, can I hold the log? That's the problem. Because the woodmizer has a lot of force in this direction from the blade, and it may pull that up out of the saddle there. And that's basically all I have here is the saddle for the log. But I have a way that I think I can hold that, and I'll show you that once I get it done. Alright YouTube, so this would be the where I'm at right now. If you got any comments or anything, you know, put them in the comment section. It'll help me to maybe come up with a better idea. But I'm going to build it the way I'm thinking first, and then after that you guys can either copy this or you can go ahead and make your own some other way. You know, this is just what I'm starting with. Okay guys, I like giving the weather forecast. So in Pennsylvania right now, it's obviously sunny, a little bit of clouds, and we got 41 degrees this morning. So it's not too bad. I'm in a sweatshirt, but I was just in my warm garage, so what's it doing in the greenhouse? It's about 60 in there. So I'm going to have to start getting that wood out of there. I'll need to get the dehumidifier out of that thing. And I'm also going to do a video on that probably in another couple days or so. Alright guys, have a good one. Bye.